Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. So just a little garden update here. These are the cantaloupe plants. I'm trying to look and see if any's set yet. I'm not seeing any. But I think these grow out on a vine and then set of fruit, or they come out on a sucker set of fruit and then you print them back. But I got pickles everywhere. See, there's a pickle right there. Another little pickle right there. So I've already pruned several, or harvested several. That's the little straight 8 cucumber there. He's still coming up. And that little guy, that little seedling there, that's another watermelon that I had to grow from seed because my first one died. This is the other icebox watermelon. He's coming along nice. Tomatoes are good. They're setting fruit, as you can see. It's about the size of a golf ball. They're all very happy tomatoes. Setting little cherry tomatoes too. Peppers, I've harvested several, but there's just more and more peppers all the time. Kale, I'm cutting it back like every couple of days, and it's just absolutely going mad. That's a little marigold that my son planted in preschool back in the spring. Well, really, it was pretty late spring. So I just threw it in there to see what would happen. Soybeans, some start eating some holes in the leaves still yet. So I went ahead and put some diatomaceous earth on. Parsley's good. I've had several harvests off of that. I actually really like the parsley out of the Mittleider garden. It's good stuff. Got several squash set up under the squash plants. The beans are climbing. Let's see, this one's probably about 5.5 feet up. These are the Kentucky Wonder Beans. So they're all real happy. Lima beans are doing real good too. They're climbing up about the same distance. They're a little shorter, but they're all real happy. What I noticed is like bugs attack small plants, like seedling plants, and they seem to attack sick plants. But once the plant gets up and healthy, like these beans, don't have problems with bugs anymore. Once they're past that, seedling stage. Same way with these soybeans. They're still a little young and small yet, so the bugs are attacking them. But once they get up and healthy, the bugs leave them alone. Tomatoes are just really, really happy. I'm real happy with this garden for less than a month in the ground. This was all planted. This bed was planted May the 29th, and this one was planted 8 days after. So those beans are just starting to hit their stride here. The peas are just starting to get up and climb these strings now. They're getting happier. On my corn, I've had so many germination problems. What I probably should do or will do next year is follow the Mittleider method, which is to fill in on top of the seed with some sand. But I went ahead and replanted the few that haven't germinated. I had half of them didn't germinate the first time. I replanted those, and then 3 more didn't germinate. So I replanted those. Some been eating on that one, but it's already coming back. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. But yeah, that's good. I'll have some corn to harvest at a little bit of different times, at the end of the season. So that's all good. My potatoes are starting to sprout up to the surface here. See there, my potato leaves. Now I planted these just to play around because I got some seed potatoes on clearance. All of this green sproutiness down in here, that's all my lentils that are popping up. And they're just popping up all over. I noticed they actually are growing better under this big shady spot. So they seem to be liking having a little more shade, actually, which they're typically a cool weather crop, so I guess I would understand that. It's really too late to plant lentils, but I wanted to see what would happen if I threw a bag of lentils down and I threw the straw on top of it to keep the birds from eating them all. Because I literally threw them on the dirt and threw straw over top of them. Well, I raked them back and forth just a little. but I didn't bury them or plant them in or anything. And that's just a little play area. So I'm going to be trying to come up beside. I'm going to trim this bush back. I may just pull this lilac bush out altogether. But I want to get another 30-foot bed right here. It's not going to have T-frames, and I need to have it done before snow flies. So I have a while. But that's where I'm going to plant my seed potatoes April 1st. So that they're in at the right time before the average day of last frost. I'll do some greenhouse hoops over it. And greenhouse plastic. And then the potatoes will be coming out just about the right time to be putting in beans or something else. And I may put the peas over here, because the peas seem to like a little less sun. So I may put the peas over here, especially when it starts getting hot later in the season. But yeah, that way I can start to rotate out some crops. And I may do some greenhouse hoops in here and do some... this would be by April 15th. I would start getting celery and broccoli and stuff in and keeping it under the greenhouse plastic. And then that would be getting harvested. Carrots, parsnips, celery, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, that kind of stuff would be getting harvested about the time to start getting other plants in. So long as I have my other plants ready as good, big, strong, healthy seedlings ready to go in. Beans, of course, you could start from seed. And I'm thinking I may just do my corn from seedlings next year. That way it has a good, healthy start and is ready. So, this is working so well that I'm already making plans to expand it. I've just never had, this kind of productivity 3.5 weeks from planting. It's just insane. Just happy, happy plants. That's all I can say. So I'm real happy. Everything I've eaten out of here, like peppers and cucumbers and kale and parsley, has just been delicious. It's just the best produce I've ever had. I mean, I never really even knew parsley was something that tasted good that you ate. But it does. It tastes really good, and it keeps your breath fresh for the rest of the day when you eat it. And I actually love it. I thought it was just a wilted leaf that they put beside your steak and potato at Ponderosa, that you threw away. It was just a garnish to look pretty. But no, it's actually good when it's grown in this garden anyway, with the Mittleider. And those just seeds, the parsley seeds, I got them in this little chia pet vegetable thing that I got for Christmas, and that's the only thing that I could get to grow in one of those clay pots and start. Everything else died. So I went ahead and planted it out here. But yeah, that's how it's going. I'm going to also be working on removing the grass in between the beds. It's just going to be bare soil. As far as, grass can harbor some disease. It makes it easier for insects to hide in there and get into your garden. Like Jim Kindred says, we want to create a desert in between our beds and around our beds for bugs to cross. So that's going to be happening. I'll be using my 2-way hoe just to do a little bit every day. But that's it for now. Alright folks, I'm going to go down here to my solar shed, and I got to top off my solar battery with some distilled water. Make sure it's good. And then I'm going to try to relax because it is hot and humid. I cut the grass. I had to go inside 3 times and change my shirt. And I'm getting ready to go take a shower and change my shirt, change my clothes again. Alright folks, I'll talk to you later. Everybody, be happy, be frugal, and if you really want a highly productive garden with a minimum amount of effort, I highly encourage you to consider the Mittleider gardening system. Thanks.